also the fact that maybe some of the managers do need to know how to run a service. Because clearly, we would be out here if they knew how to run a service, if they knew how to consult with us properly, not just inform, not just dictate on what they think will work, but actually won't work. And we still haven't been given all the information on how the service will look. I keep asking for it, the reps keep asking for it. And they keep throwing in other things to take it away about how the service will look. And I think the residents of Birmingham should be going, what is street scene management going to do about how they're going to make this service work? Because they're not telling you either. So we are all in this together, and we will do this together, so that when we come back to work, because we will come back to work when the deal is right, the service will be good. We're not going to come back and give Birmingham City Council residents a half-hearted service because we want it to work, and that is why we're still out here, still standing here, still standing strong and proud to make sure that there's a service fit for purpose. Unfortunately, Birmingham City Council aren't always giving us the information or doing it in a proper way that we're able to resolve that. So I want to introduce some people that will be coming and speak. We'll have some of our strikers coming up and speaking with you. We've got a lot of support from around the country of people coming to speak to you. But what I will say is this, the people standing behind you, this is their battle. This is their strike. It's not mine. This is the workers, this is the members' battle. And we are here listening to them, fighting on their behalf. And I want everyone to remember that we want to provide a proper, modern service that's fit for purpose. Because we all know for the past few years it hasn't happened, and that is down to management. It's down to management who decide where the vehicles go. It's down to management to decide that they go to the more affluent, rich areas such as Sutton Coldfield, but don't go to the places like Stoke Heath. That is down to management. It's been down to management who haven't been clearing the tower blocks of rubbish effectively. That is down to management. So we have been, we know where the health and safety risks are, but we have not been involved with that, and they're currently not listening to us. We do hope negotiations go well, and we're always open to talk and get this resolved. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Claire Keogh, who is Unite's National Officer for Local Authorities, who can probably also tell you about what's going on in councils around the other country. So she's been in the media about that, so I'm sure she can update you. All right, thanks everybody.
Hi everyone, it's absolutely brilliant to be here today because today is all about trade union and member solidarity. Look at the numbers of us here, and I think it's really important that we're here after we've seen days of attacks by Labour politicians, attacks on our members by government ministers who should be sitting round the negotiating table instead of making cheap shots in front of cameras. So we say shame on you today, and look how many of us are standing here. There's also been attempts to divide us in the press, but we've still come together and we'll keep fighting until we win. I want to read out to you some messages of solidarity that we've had come through from residents of Birmingham. And we're going to hand in a petition to the council leader today that is signed by thousands of people who support you as strikers. One resident said, "I think the bin workers deserve a decent wage and the council should be absolutely ashamed of themselves." Another said, "I watched a refuse worker crushed to death many years ago. How on earth can you think of removing a safety critical job role?" Another said, "We all stand together and I support fair wages for council workers." Another said, "My own road has been impacted by the strikes, but I still stand with the bin workers. Their role and their pay should be protected." And finally, a Birmingham resident said, "Victory to the bin workers. The people of Birmingham stand with you, so stay strong." So I want you to know, and we've got reps and activists that have travelled here today from around the country to send their messages of support as well. I want you to know that up and down the country, because some in the media seem to be concerned with that, but up and down the country, unite members and activists, stand behind you 100%. And the government needs to hear that as well. Unite members will always stand firm and support one another. So keep going, we'll hand in that petition, but just know, solidarity, we will win. I'm going to introduce next the Executive Council member for Local Authorities, Cathy Smith. Come on, Cathy.
Very proud to be here today. I'm checking the last one, so I may be out for 9 months. You're not going to be out for 9 months, but they can out for 9 months. And they said they're sold out. I'm sure they're going to say it back to them. I'm very proud to be here representing these workers that are fighting not for a pay rise. I know I think this is important. But they're not fighting for a pay rise. They're fighting because the environment and getting the contract. And that's because of how council, first of all, funded by council after council, government after government, and then also about how they make their decisions and how they spend their money, and also then that they'll come in and try and take them and keep the profit, while they're probably not taking what they want to do well. I was in a meeting, I was in a wedding council, in
This is not about a few officials single one of our members. We will not be ending this week until every single one of our members is free of victimisation. They think they can start sending letters out and people are under investigation and are willing to be cowed by that when they have got another thing coming. We are not cowed. We are not scared. Instead, we are standing strong. Instead, all the way through.
Okay, everybody, it gives my great pleasure to introduce Matt Reed, who was elected convener for the Waste about a month ago, re-elected. He used to have hair, but this is what dealing with the council does to you. So I'll pass over to Matt, who will also introduce the most important people that strike us to see.
Thank you, everyone. Follow on, no, that shouldn't be a problem. I just want to say, personally, it's a great turnout. I tried that, one of them. All three depots, all three together. It's just a pleasure to be part of it. Everyone's been focused on the last 5 weeks, but we all know we've been out since January 6th, and we've been high times and low times all the way through that. And we've all stuck together. We've given each other an arm around each other when you need it. We've dreamed each other up when you need it. It's absolutely so impressive to see. I can't tell you how impressed I am and how proud I am to be part of it. We had that half offer from the employer that we turned down yesterday, 97% refusal. Because it just wasn't there. We've been out so long now, they've had no choice but to tell us that they're coming for the drivers next. They're sending letters out, all these things just to demoralise you, but because they're standing together, focused on what we want, which is to win. We want to win. Do you want to win? Do you want to win? Right, I'm still so proud to be part of you. Now I'd like to introduce one of the striking workers, Dave Callahan. From Atlas. A man with a tail. Who is Dave Callahan?
First of all, solidarity to the workers in Scunthorpe and all Unite members. I'm a proud union member for 35 years now, and I'm embarrassed about this Labour Council. That's one way to call them, John. We're in this for the long run now, and families, everything, mortgages, payments, car payments, we can't afford them anymore, losing this kind of money. So we're in it for the long run, we will not give in. Solidarity to every single one of us here today. Thank you, I'm a proud union member. One last thing. Solidarity, everyone.
Thank you, Dave. I'd like to introduce Derek Roberts and Lifford Lane. Derek Roberts, everyone. Hello, everybody. The last time I spoke in front of this many people was at Snorter's wedding, and I've got to be honest, that was really scary. I stand here today with the people that have 33 years and when singing the pride, all my brothers and sisters put on this picket line, trying to defend their terms and conditions from the attack to the local council. How do they think that people can stand there and accept a £6,000 to £8,000 pay cut and just sustain it, or supposedly move across to street cleaning to a role that probably won't fix itself for much longer? Hasn't even been through an evaluation process. So we are being promised jobs that probably don't even exist or won't exist further down the line. We had a meeting at the depot where the drivers were told he was unaffected by this proposal and there was no reason why drivers had anything to worry about. Yet now we are going through the same evaluation process which could end up in us losing the same amount of money. So how does that work out? I can't understand it. You've got to move away from this narrative that there's only 17 employees holding this process up. There is 170 drivers who won't be going back to work until they find out what their futures are and what the objectives are for this service. This industrial action is about the whole future of the service. There is not one person here today who wants to be on a picket line. We want to be driving wagons and loading bin wagons. That is what we are paid to do. We have been left with no other choice but to do that. We need to move this narrative away from 17 and be honest and transparent. Get sensible people at the negotiating table and come up with a settlement that works for all. The offer on the table yesterday was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. It covered the needs of a potential pay protection period for the Wacko roll only. Drivers are still in limbo, so why would we go back to work and vote for that yesterday, knowing that we could get the same letters ourselves next week? And the same potential pay cut. We need sensible people round the table to bring this dispute to an end. The people suffering most are the residents of Birmingham. We don't want that. We want to be back to work, doing the job we're paid to do. That's what we want to do. And finally, I'd like to thank Unite for all their support. Time again, despite the narrative in the press that Unite are holding their members to ransom and deciding that they want to carry on striking, they don't have to tell us anything. If you're being told you're going to lose £600 a month, you should be on the picket line. That's it for me.
Thank you, Derek. I think that movement should stress everyone. They keep focusing on the 17 people that are most affected, but there are hundreds who are affected nearly as badly. It's not about 17 people, there's hundreds of us who are affected by this. Now I'd like to introduce Frenchie. You all know Frenchie. He's got some messages of solidarity to give out to us. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen.
Hello everybody. As Matt just said, I've been up and down the country, going to different meetings, different conferences. Just this weekend, I was in Manchester for a conference. Sunday, I was in Harrogate for a teachers conference. And let me tell you this, the whole country stands behind every single one of you standing on this picket line now. Also, I've actually found out that it's not only ones that are in the struggle, it's actually a common struggle amongst big workers. We've got nurses, lecturers, teachers, coming for disability. So again, a lot of, everywhere where I went, everybody was saying the same thing. We are basically setting the standards for the rest of the people that are actually out on strike at the moment. And I'd like to read to you this letter from Wigan Trade Union Council. Comrades, we would like to send you fraternal greetings from all delegates on Wigan Trade Union Council in your confrontation with Birmingham Council in their attempt to save money by sabotaging your wage and conditions. Councillors, MPs and big businesses say that you should negotiate a pay cut of up to £8,000 for yourself and your family. Councillors say that they are powerless to intervene. Yet, don't lift a finger to take your side and condemn this government for its Tory policies and making workers pay for this economic crisis. MPs lead with strikers to settle on assaulting working class living standards, and the media strike from the sidelines, calling on you to be reasonable. Yet, all the while, the very wealthy in this country are covered by tax concessions, and yet to rip off our assets to hide their money in tax havens. They are the real culprits in the problem these days, not trade unionists, not strikers, not migrants, not asylum seekers, not women, not the youth and not any of our class. All these people think about value for money, yet collectively they produce no value. Your strike highlights those who are valuable to the economy and society, and those who have no value whatsoever. If all those who condemn you were to strike, we would carry on regardless. If there were a real distribution of wealth, the worker like yourself would be at the top of the list in your value to society, in your critical job to keeping our homes and streets clean and our health secure. We wish you well in your struggle to defeat the assaults on your living standards, and know you are fighting for all of us. Don't hesitate to contact us for any help you may require. In solidarity, Wigan Trade Union Council. Yeah, literally just to add that again, as I was saying, a lot of people are on our side. Keep fighting for what we believe, and at the end of the day, it's our livelihood that are at stake here. It's not those up top that are in there obviously getting paid thousands of pounds a month. We're the ones out here actually keeping society functioning, where we live. And at the end of the day, we're not just women, the fathers, the grandfathers, the mothers, the sisters. So again, solidarity to all. Unite! Unite! Stand and fight! Unite! Unite!
Okay, so thanks very much for that, Stephen. And that is almost like a great segue. We've got two people speaking from Coventry Trades Council, but first, I'm going to introduce Mohammed from Birmingham Trades Council. So I'll pass you over to Mohammed.
Thank you for having me. Birmingham Trades Union Council sends solidarity to these workers on strike. We recognise that the disgraceful fluctuation in safety and demands of union silence in the face of refusal are outrageous. We have been discussing and organising with our affiliates and sharing information on the strike. We are particularly concerned with the use of policing pickets under the Public Order Act and the arrest that happened on Sunday. We reaffirm our opposition to all anti-trade union laws and anti-law designed to silence workers on the strike. Birmingham CUC is extremely aware that the dispute is not just a feature of the big politics of Birmingham, but rather a consequence of Michael Gove's commissioners riding the wave of dodgy audits upheld by Angela Rayner and solidified by some and Lee's plans for austerity 2.0. So we send our solidarity to refuse workers and all council workers. The time to organise to prevent the cuts to jobs and services is when this Section 114 was issued. We are all well past that point. Even if this dispute is settled today, the overarching risk to workers and people of this city remain. Our message now is that all council workers and their unions should be looking at preparing for industrial action. Furthermore, there is no room for delay. Birmingham CUC exists to facilitate organising between communities and workers as well as between unions. Our doors are open to help organise against cuts to jobs and services, so it is up to the rescue workers, the care workers, the policy workers, and every council worker to ensure the unions and the unions and representatives come through that door so we can organise together. Together we stand, divided we fall. Solidarity.
Thank you very much, and I think that's a really good point. We now know that we're being attacked from the bin workers, but every person in the council, well, nearly every person in the council is being attacked. And it's unions, it's members, it's you that organise. This is what happens here. This is the organisation strength within our bins team. But I say that to everyone else in the council and everywhere across the country. Organise and fight back. You have the power and you can do it. So now I'm going to pass over to someone who doesn't need a microphone. I'm going to pass you over to Dave Melly.
Morning all. My name is Dave Melly. So we have a couple of acts to bring you solidarity this morning. Firstly, we're here on behalf of Coventry Trades Union Council, which organises some 20,000 workers in Coventry and Warwickshire.
Secondly, after 51 years in Unite, I happen to be the chair of what's called Coventry and Warwickshire Area Activist Committee, which is the union's main voice in Coventry and Warwickshire. And lastly, I'm an ex-Labour MP. That's all 20 years. We've lent you Pete Randall. We lent you Pete Randall after our Labour Council. Thanks, brother. You can come on after I finish that. We lent you Pete Randall after our experience in 2022 of the Labour Council attacking the terms and conditions of the workers on the bin service in Coventry. And just like we would in Coventry, you can win this dispute as well. Coventry TUC has raised £200 for your strike. My Unite branch has made a donation to Coventry of £2,000 for your strike. Both of those were after Matt came and addressed our meeting. Our offer here this morning is if you can supply the speakers, Coventry TUC will organise for you to speak at every trade union branch in Coventry so you can put your case to the workers of Coventry, not put through the prism of a media that tells lies about your dispute. I think it's outrageous that a Labour Council and a Labour government are attacking workers' pay and conditions. A Labour government worthy of its name could stop this dispute tomorrow morning. If you look at the reports from yesterday on Birmingham Live, where Cav did quite a long interview asking 16 questions, one of which he answered was this: it's not a question of money. They say that Birmingham Council has a debt of £3 billion and pays £250 million every year, most of it to the government. 15 years ago this week, a Tory government, when the pandemic started, cancelled £13.5 billion of the debt of every NHS hospital in England so they could focus on dealing with services for the pandemic. The hospitals in the Midlands had £3.5 billion of debt cancelled on the 1st of April 2020. If we had a Labour government worthy of the name, why don't they cancel the outstanding debt of Labour councils, put that money back into services and pay the workers decent wages? Right, the last point I want to make is this. You're fighting for decent pay, but also for a decent local service. Every town and city has young people sleeping in the doorway. But it doesn't have to be that way. That's the other thing that the Tory government did 15 years ago this month. Was they ordered every Labour council to find places of accommodation, and in 48 hours they took people off the streets and put them into their decent live. Why are we doing that now? Instead of people, everybody work, going to food banks every week to carry a bag of food. Why aren't we paying decent benefits? Why aren't we rebuilding a social services department so we can look after families in and around our working class communities? Why have we got kids on the street, summer food, and getting dragged in the bad lanes? Why aren't we reopening the youth clubs, the community centres? Why are we youth workers delivering service for everybody in this city? The reason we're not doing that is because money. This is the 6th richest country on the planet. The money's in the wrong hands. It's 11 top of society, not in working class communities where it needs to be. So my final message is this. We need to rebuild our communities. We need to pay decent wages and conditions for the workers who serve our communities. That's what Labour ought to be doing. And if not, we're going to have to fight for new councillors next year when the elections come along. We will fight for the working class as you're fighting on this strike. Fixing the bill, workers.
Okay, we've got one final speaker. We've got David here who works with
Hi. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody happy about the Birmingham City Council because they're charging us by direct debit a full amount of money. I understand they have a problem issue for the bill, but they shouldn't charge us as well. If you're not taking the bill, don't charge it people. That's what I'm saying. I hope the Birmingham City Council do not go to the PTBC to come out and sort out this problem with these people there. Thank you.
Top hat to follow. Hey everyone, I'm David, social party member, fellow council worker, and Unison member speaking to the personal capacity today. Many of you know me from out this decade, and the rest of you undoubtedly know everything I'm on. The Labour Council has announced a state of emergency regarding the public health, using Tory anti-trade union laws and police and how the armed can undermine the strike. But how much do we really care about public health? For the first part, this whole strike is about cancelling the health and safety role on the bin workers. They care about public health. Would they do that? No. They're cutting the rising poverty, the job losses, the pay cuts. How's that going to impact public health? Poorly. Social isolation and the closure of libraries and daycare centres. The cuts to pest control are actually complaining about the rats, but at the same time they're cutting pest control in the city. They don't care about public health. It's a Labour Council under a Labour government. So what seems to consider the national, what they're doing nationally? Such as cutting the winter fuel allowance, forcing old people to choose between pay between heating their homes and eating. What does that mean for public health? Allowing water companies to pump raw sewage into our waterway. And obviously, most recently, the cuts to pit, forcing disabled people into desperate situations. Clearly, this government and this council do not care about public health. As Dave mentioned, it's important not to listen to the media lies and internet trolls. The public stands behind it. Then the Socialist Party held stores around the city to talk to the public about what you're striking about. The response was overwhelmingly positive. And this is because one council commissioners might be okay with losing at the end of the year, most people wouldn't be. And most importantly, good colleagues in the council supporting us. Let me give you an example. Just yesterday I was in a Division 9 meeting with maybe 100 colleagues. And bear with me while I tell you how this works. They were asking us, what would we want? What do we want the council to do to make us feel more valuable staff? There's an anonymous, you can submit answers anonymously and then they were voted on. The top 3 answers: stop cutting jobs and budgets, treat all staff with respect, brackets, the bin men, and 3, pay the bin men. So why is this so important to colleagues in the council? Well, because they know what everyone here knows. But if the council feels that they can get away with cutting the full pay of the most militant and organised section of the workers, then they'll be coming for the rest of us too. And as others have said, this dispute is central to the fight against both cuts, fight against jobs, and this is essential to the fight against cuts to jobs and services. Many of you will know that the National Shop Stewards Network, the NSSN, is organising a meeting on the 26th of April to bring together local trade unions, campaign groups and local residents to discuss the impact of the council cuts, what a people's budget for Birmingham would look like and how we fight for it. And it's because of the critical importance of this dispute that we want as many striking bin workers at that meeting as possible. So if you are interested in being involved, taking part and having your say, please take a leaflet from one of my comrades, or leave the details to find out, get updates and reminders about the event. In summary, Birmingham stands behind you, your colleagues stand behind you. Victory to the Birmingham bin workers.
Thanks very much. And finally, before we wrap up, I want, and I'm going to embarrass them now, all the reps to come to the front, please. Don't be arguing away. I want all the reps to come to the front, please. Jason. Please, come on. A lot of them after it started, you've been a massive learning curve for all of you, and you've done a fabulous job, and I want everybody here to give them a round of applause. And show your appreciation for what they're doing for you. Those are mine, I'm proud of you too. And I know that everyone in the night is proud of you. So before we hand the petition in, Claire, if you'd like to come up as well. And before we have the petition in, one more. Unite! Unite! Stand down and fight! Unite! Unite! We stand down and fight! Unite! Unite! We stand down and fight! Okay, so I'm going to work with Claire as well to come along, and Matt and Ryan, who's also one of our leaders, and all the reps now take it into the council. Just to let you know, they've locked the doors. So we've been unable to carry it in. We'll be getting it through them, but unfortunately, they've locked the doors and preventing us access. Thank you, everybody. Stay safe, and let's keep supporting our bin workers. Thank you. something.